Before we get started with the video, just make sure you leave a like and a comment down below and subscribe to the channel. Any support would be greatly appreciated. Now, let's get to the video.
With the 10th pick in the 2005 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Andrew Bynum from St. Joseph's High School in McCutcheon, New Jersey.
Andrew seated here in the house.
He was going to be a pro after that and has been rising up the charts, and it shows you when we discussed Andrew Bogut, how difficult it is to get a quality big man in the NBA. He's risen up to number 10. Is he worthy of that? He may be over time, but it's going to take him a little bit of time to be an impact player.
This was 2005, a year where guys were taken straight out of high school in the NBA draft, a rule that we would see change the very next year. Now players have to either spend a year in college or just be 1 year removed from high school. This rule brought in the era of one and done, which allowed for basketball fans to see players like Anthony Davis, Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, and Zion Williamson light up the college basketball landscape for a year before they entered the pros. The one and done rule was brought in because organizations say they don't want to have such a large financial and organizational commitment to a kid right out of high school, because behind every LeBron, Kevin Garnett, and Kobe, there is a Jonathan Bender, Eddie Curry, and Kwame Brown. However, the one and done rule has come into question by even some of the players themselves. As Kwame Brown once said, they act like somehow it's better for a kid to go to college for 4 months and be a one and done player rather than going straight to the NBA. I think they've made me the poster child for why players shouldn't go straight to the NBA from high school. But things are beginning to change, as over recent years, we've seen some change that plans to combat the one and done system of the NCAA. We've seen guys like Brandon Jennings, LaMelo Ball, and RJ Hampton go pro overseas before heading to the NBA draft. LaMelo and RJ are a little different though, because they took part in the Australian National Basketball League's Next Stars program that is looked at by the league as a new player development program to fast-track future stars of the NBA. The idea of the program was inspired by the journey of Terrence Ferguson, who played 1 season for the Adelaide 36ers in the NBL before being selected with the 21st overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft. But this video isn't about the Next Stars program. Today we're looking at a different program that may have been inspired by the Next Stars program, the G League Select Team. The NBA G League is the official minor league of the NBA, and is a league that saw the amount of teams go from 8 in 2005 up to 28 in 2021, with every team either being affiliated or owned by an NBA team. The league has grown over the years and has seen players like Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, and Sean Livingston all work their way to a prominent role on an NBA roster. But what does it have to do with the NBL's Next Stars program and the one and done rule? Well, when former NBA All-Star Shareef Abdur-Rahim took over as the G League's president, he wanted to think of a way to bring new purpose to the league. This gave him the idea of trying to lure the top high school recruits to come play in the G League by offering a 6-figure contract to get the same coaching and training that NBA players get, and in 2019, he quickly identified 2 potential targets, LaMelo Ball and RJ Hampton, who, as you know, both ended up playing in the NBL. But the biggest obstacle he had was convincing teams and agents alike of how it would work with having a player playing with a team that was already assigned or owned by an NBA team, while not having their rights owned by that NBA team so that they could still enter the NBA draft the following year. Missing out on Ball and Hampton hurt, but Abdur-Rahim believed it helped in the long run, as he would later say, "I think that what that did was made us go back and hunker down and really outline what you see with this group now." Abdur-Rahim had the whole plan in his head. He would recruit high schoolers with the promise of a team catered specifically to their goal of reaching the NBA, provide them with ample playing time, have veterans on the roster who were there more so to offer advice rather than compete for minutes, and an in-depth education on the financial perils that accompany professional basketball, and that team would turn into the G League Ignite, a team that's not owned by any particular team, but instead was made specifically for the kids who wanted to go pro straight out of high school. So now that their season is over, let's meet the G League Ignite. Now with this video, we're only going to talk about the high school players, but here are a few honorable mentions. First, you have Amir Johnson, who was the last player to be drafted to the NBA straight out of high school. He went on to play 14 NBA seasons with a few teams, with his last NBA season being in 2019 with the Philadelphia 76ers. Next is Jarrett Jack, a guard out of Georgia Tech who played 13 seasons in the NBA, with his last appearance coming in 2018 with the New York Knicks. The last honorable mention goes out to Kai Soto, who did come to the Ignite straight out of high school, but did not play with the team because he decided to go overseas and train with the Filipino national team in hopes of playing in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifying tournament. But when the event was canceled, the combinations of international travel constraints, quarantine times, and health and safety protocols made it less likely that he would have been able to join the team in time. As of right now, it seems like a lot of mock drafts have Kai either as a second round pick or undrafted. But now let's shift the focus of our video to the kids on the G League Select team. Principal Singh did not play high school basketball in America, but almost did after being offered a full-ride scholarship to play at Spire Institute in Ohio. But after his visa was rejected, he instead decided to train at the NBA Academy India and then the NBA Global Academy. In 2019, he won the MVP of the Indian Junior National Championship after scoring 40 points in the win. He signed on with the G League Ignite in July 2020, making him the first NBA Academy India graduate to sign a professional contract. As a 6'9" center, he did show off some flashes of athleticism, but unfortunately only appeared in 4 games, so there was not a lot of tape to go off of. Principal is not on draft boards as of right now. Daishen Nix is the first top high school prospect we're going to talk about, as he was ranked as the 21st best player in the country in high school coming out of Las Vegas, Nevada. The McDonald's All-American originally signed on to play college basketball at UCLA before he decided to decommit and join the Ignite instead. At 6'5", 224 pounds, he's a big guard who is more of a playmaker who likes to get his teammates involved by using his incredible court vision. He also does a great job of using his size to his advantage as he goes towards defenders to draw them closer to him, and depending on the situation, he either uses the angles to get a basket for himself or get the ball out to his teammates. He's not the greatest athlete in the world, but uses his size and basketball IQ to make up for what he lacks athletically. His main weakness is his shooting, which at times showed promise, but is still a work in progress. For the Ignite, he averaged around 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists a game, while shooting 38% from the field and 17% from 3. Prior to the G League season, Nix was ranked as a mid-first round pick, but now after the season, a lot of mock drafts have him as a late first or early to mid-second round pick. Isaiah Todd finished his high school career as the 15th ranked recruit and declined offers from Michigan, Kansas, and Kentucky to go straight to the G League. As a 6'9" power forward, Isaiah has nice size and length for his position and is also highly skilled as he does well in the pick and roll and has a nice mid-range jumper, and even showed in the G League the ability to knock down shots from 3. He just needs to continue on working on his strength and his post game as he enters the NBA, and there's reason to believe that he will, as he showed signs of improvement to his game as he transitioned from high school to the G League. Isaiah averaged 12 points, just under 5 rebounds a game, while shooting 43% from the field and 36% from 3. Isaiah before the G League was looked at as a late second round draft prospect, and now he has improved to the range of a late first to mid second round pick. Jonathan Kuminga, a native of the Congo, moved to the United States in 2016 to play high school basketball. He worked his way to the number 1 ranking in the class of 2021. He later decided to reclassify to the class of 2020, where he would end up being ranked as the number 4 player in his new class, which is when he decided to join the G League Ignite, declining college offers from Alabama, Duke, and Kentucky. He would turn heads immediately when he started playing for the Ignite, with some people even wondering if he was the best NBA prospect on the team. He's a very athletic forward that can get to the rim with ease thanks to his strength and power, has a solid basketball IQ, but needs to make some better decisions when it comes to his passes and shot selection. He has shown the ability at times to shoot the ball well, but has to also improve on his shooting consistency, which can be shown in his numbers, as he averaged nearly 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists a game, but only shot 38% from the field and almost 25% from 3. Early mock drafts had Kuminga going near the lower half of the top 10, but now he's seen his stock rise to a potential top 5 pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. And now finally, we have Jalen Green. Jalen has been known among basketball fans for many years, which can be seen in his 1.2 million followers on Instagram and his millions of views on YouTube. But there's more to him than his high-flying dunks, as he finished his career as the number 1 ranked high school recruit in his class and was being recruited by schools like Memphis, Kansas, and USC. And he surprised many people when he decided to bypass college for the G League route. He was the case that many people were keeping a really close eye on, because he was already seen as a top prospect, so if he were to stumble in the draft after having a poor showing in the G League, then many thought that would lead to future top prospects not wanting to go to the G League. But instead, the very opposite happened, as Jalen showed off an improved skill set. Jalen has incredible athleticism and scoring instincts. He has a variety of moves that he uses to get buckets and has shown an improved jump shot during his time in the G League. If he ends up continuing to improve his jump shot and on the defensive end, he could end up being one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. He averaged around 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists while shooting 46% from the field and 36% from 3. Jalen saw no change in his draft status as he remains a guy who many believe is a lock to be a top 3 pick. This very first season for the G League Ignite has been seen as a success by many watching from the outside, which has even led to the belief that future top high school recruits down the line may be interested in spending a year in the G League when they graduate. Whether there is ever a change to the one and done rule or not, it seems that the G League Ignite could be the start for a brand new beginning for the basketball world. Thank you so much for watching my video, and once again, if you liked the video, just leave a like, comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more content to come.